Lasermate, eject, operation, channel intro.
Hello fellow YouTubers, like WWC Stop Motioner here. Welcome to viewers new and old, and today I have the Transformers Studio Series 86 Exo-Suit Spike Witwicky. I will admit, this is the one I was least excited about in this wave, because it's a figure of a human, and obviously I have problems with humans. But I know I said I was only planning to get this guy if I found him at stores. Well, I actually ended up ordering him because I was pre-ordering the Twin Twist, and I just needed a little bit more to make it free shipping, and this guy was a few dollars off, so I thought, oh, alright, I'll go ahead and order it. So for the package, you get some nice artwork of him right there, and you got that really terrible face. I mean, I know that'd be hard to paint, but just give us some black dots for the eyes or something. There's the side of the box, and here's the back. No description. There's his mode. Transformers 11 steps. And hey, at least the face looks pretty bad in the render there too, so I don't feel too robbed. Because a lot of times they have the back of the box shows the render of the figure, and most of the time that looks way better than the finished product, but thankfully that's not the case here, so I'm glad about that. And I'm sure this is going to be better than the Daniel that came with Slag. What if they'll give us a Daniel from this mold? I don't know. But there he is, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so I'm going to come right out and say this alt mode is incredibly stupid. I'll just admit it. But I'll give it a pass because it's based on a stupid concept, I guess. Because, I mean, yes, I love the idea of having a suit that gives him the ability to transform, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, how is this not breaking his body? The way the arms fold back and the legs, it doesn't make much sense. But maybe I'm just reading too much into it. So, it's decent for what it's going for. And you do get these blast effects that are in a backing on the back of the card that this guy is on, so be careful that you don't throw these away accidentally. You just put these on the back and he can go along really fast. And credit where credit's due, he rolls pretty well. I must confess, I didn't transform anyone for this comparison, so here's the stupid Daniel figure that came with Slag. So, there's that. I do think the coloration is pretty nice. You have some nice sculpted in details on the back here. So, really not much to talk about here with the alt mode. Again, it was really silly in the movie, and it's really silly here, so I'll give it that. It's okay for an alt mode. So, now we can move on to the transformation. Transformation is very simple. You just untab the legs right here, then fold these down, and then there's a hinge right there on the knees that you just want to pull forward, and then rotate around right here, and do the same on this side. And then these arms don't tab in, so just fold them out to the side like this, and then rotate back right here. And then just fold this down, rotate right here, and rotate right here. Pull it down, and just fold it down like that. Then just do the same thing on this side. And then just rotate right here. And there you have the human mode, I guess. And I do think it looks pretty good. Main complaint here is just that there's no... Okay, let's see if I can get this to focus. Okay, well, there's no paint on the face whatsoever. And that bothers me. And before you start saying it's a core class, it's a $10 figure, I shouldn't expect that. Look at all the good paint on the core class Soundwave here. There's like not really any details where I feel it's lacking. Yes, it is a more simplistic design, but seriously, I would have been totally fine if they just put black dots on for the eyes. It would have looked really stupid, but I still would have preferred that over just this blank face. It's kind of unsettling, really. But for a comparison, here he is with the Daniel figure, and I mean, this is obviously a lot better. Like I said, I wonder if we're going to get a Daniel from this mold or not. And then, of course, here he is with his good old pal Bumblebee. I think these look pretty cool together. I think the scale is pretty nice. Now, I guess you can kind of call this an attack mode. I forget if he did this in the movie or not. I think he might have. Or if not, Daniel did, so we know you can do that with this suit. Just flip it around and he's got these. He can shoot and break his arms. Now for the articulation, this is actually an appreciated touch. There's this thing on the back right here. When you turn it, it turns his head, which I think is pretty nice that you can actually do that. Shoulders, let's see. No, they can't quite do a full 360. They can go out to the side and up like this. You do get, I guess it's kind of an elbow bend. Goes this far forward, this far back. And then of course you do get the arm breaking swivels right here. Legs can kick forward that far and back about that far. They can go out to the side that far. You do get a knee bend, and with the if you want to use the transformation joint, if it wants to cooperate anyway. Come on. Dang it. There we go. Okay. Can go about that far at the knee. You do get a rotation right there. And no ankle tilt, but they're sculpted so he can do a slightly spreaded foot stance. So that's pretty nice. Again, I do think the details and the sculpt are nice. Not really too much I feel he's lacking in paint other than just on the face. So I think that pretty much covers him. So I'll go ahead and stick him back on the, just stick him on the display. Alright, so there's Spike with my 86 display. And I think he looks pretty good. Next to Daniel. So I know I've been kind of poking fun at this figure throughout this review, but I'm really just making fun of it because it's based on a silly concept. Like I said, it makes no sense how he's able to transform and be totally fine and not just break every bone in his body. Because I do think this is a pretty decent figure. The alt mode, it's silly, but it's based on something that's silly. Transformation, I mean, it's very simplistic, which I kind of expected. And human mode, I think it's pretty decent. The articulation is a little hindered in some areas, but it's a $10 figure, so I'm not really going to harp on it too bad. Again, I will stand by that black dots for the eyes would have been totally fine, and they could have managed that. I'm going to stand by that no matter what. But in terms of I recommend him, yeah, I do. Like I said, it's not an amazing figure, but for the price point, I don't really think you're going to feel too robbed unless you just don't like the concept, or you're kind of like how I was, and I was a little iffy at just the concept of buying a figure of a human for Transformers. But like I said, I think if you get it, I don't think you're going to be too disappointed. Just don't get your expectations too high, which is what I did. I kept my expectations low, so I ended up thinking he's pretty decent. But of course, that's just what I think of the figure. As always, please be sure to comment down below what you think of it. And if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and God bless.